So the Jewish people have spent 40 years traveling in the desert, and it's now time for them to finally go into the land of Israel. And in this week's Torah portion, the Torah describes to us that the Jewish people were preparing how the land would be divided when they would enter the land. And the Torah describes a three-part method where one, would split up based on the size of the tribe. In other words, the bigger the tribe, the more land they received. And the smaller the tribe, obviously, then the smaller land they would need. And therefore, the smaller land they would receive, something that makes a lot of sense. Second of all, the Jewish people used a lottery, a raffle, something that doesn't make sense. They would throw a raffle to see which tribe and which family would receive which part of the land. And thirdly, there was an inheritance where a part of the land of Israel, which was divided to a certain family, would then be inherited to their children, and so on and so forth. And in the Hasidic teachings, they teach us that these three methods reflect three dynamics, three parts to the connection that we have with God. On one hand, our connection to God is something that's logical and makes sense. We accepted the Torah, God expects us to keep the Torah, and here we are in a relationship with God that makes a lot of sense. Then there is a relationship that we have with God that runs deeper. God chose us. We are His chosen people. Just like a lottery, a raffle, which doesn't make sense, this relationship, this connection that we have to God is not something that makes sense. It doesn't matter what we do or what we didn't do. We're connected to Him because He chose us. And thirdly, just like an inheritance, where a child inherits a parent because the child is part of the parent. They're one and the same. Similarly, our connection and relationship to Hashem is because we are actually one with Hashem. We are so deeply connected, we are like a child and a parent that deep down cannot be separated. Wishing you and your family a Shabbat Shalom.